Hey everyone, this is Keith Rawson for Spine Tingler Magazine. I'm sitting down with the one and only Don Winslow. Don, thank you so much for sitting down with me. It's a true honor. First thing I want to talk about, of course, is the Kings of Cool.
Yeah, thanks.
Now, what was the decision to do a prequel for Savages? I mean, what was it that, with the characters, that you actually wanted to expand upon?
You know, I wanted to tell an origin story, and I wanted to tell a story about families. At the end of the day, I think the Kings of Cool is about people who have to choose, have to make this very tough choice between their blood families, their biological families, their DNA, and the families they've chosen, the friends that they love. Those things come into conflict, I think, is a compelling story, and that's what it really is about. At the same time, without being overly, presumptuous, I wanted to tell a bigger story than Savages. I wanted to tell a story about generations. I wanted to tell a story where people have to look at their own mythology, and sort of deconstruct it, and at the same time, write something more about the country, about what went on in America over the course of those years.
Absolutely, because this is really a multi-generational epic when it comes right down to it.
Yeah, it's not an epic in length. I hope it's like a fast thriller read, but it's an epic in scope. And it talks about, well, two generations really, but, the beginning of the hippie era, the beginning of the drug culture in Southern California, and, the origin stories of Ben Chonino. You learn why Chon is called Chon.
And this is one of the few books that I wasn't able to get an advanced reader's copy of.
Oh, I'm
so
sorry.
this is going to, no.
We'd have hooked you up.
I understand that, but, you're also one of those writers that I always want to read it right when it comes out in hard copy, because this is going to be what I do tonight.
Okay, great.
All
right, well, I won't tell you how it ends.
No, and I don't mind spoilers either. It's
no spoilers.
I always say, with your books, it's more about. It really is more about the journey.
Yeah, I'm more interested in character and in story than I am in plot. If that's a valid distinction, I like stories more than I like plot.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
So this is definitely a character-based novel than anything else.
Definitely, yeah. It's a story about people. It's a story about people that some readers know. Come on in. Yeah, it's okay.
We were going to have to do this anyway, so.
So it's it's definitely character-based. I knew the backstories of the characters in Savages when I was writing Savages. It's just I picked them up late in their arc.
Absolutely.
And I wanted Savages to be this fast, quick thing that happens literally over the course of weeks, actually. Whereas Kings of Cool takes place over 40 years.
Absolutely. I got to ask the question about Savages because it is so ambiguous at the end. Do you expect to write another book featuring these characters?
It's not in my head right now to do that.
Yeah.
Never say never.
Right.
Never say never. But not at the moment. I've been with these characters now for 3 years. Pleasure to meet you. And 3 years is a long time. It's a college degree in the UK.
Yeah.
And so I'm eager to move on to other things. Will I ever write about them again? Who knows?
You don't know at this point.
No, I know.
You mentioned you're writing 3 different books at this point.
Right.
Okay. Do you care to share any of them, or are they?
Not really.
Yeah.
No. Listen, they're crime books. It's in my genre, in this genre that we all love. One is a big honkin', big epic novel. One is a real fast kind of read along the lines of Savages and Kings of Cool, kind of in that style, but not about those people, but another Southern California, jazzy kind of thing. And I'm not really ready to talk about the third yet.
And I'm more than okay with that. I'm just excited that we have more books coming from you.
Look, I feel really lucky. You know what I mean? That I get up every morning getting to do what I love to do for a living. I still can't quite believe they pay me for that.
Yeah.
And so, happy guy. And so I'm keen to get back to it.
Absolutely. So, no screenplay writing for the time being.
Again, never say never.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed it. It's been a terrific experience. I've learned a lot, and I'm proud of what we've put out. But no, for at least the next little while.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be doing novels. Yeah.
Which, thank goodness. Don't get me wrong. I think that you still rank as my one of my favorite novels of all
man,
time.
thank you.
You know,
Gosh,
so
I'm very honored.
and like I said, I wanted to finish off with the movie. Of course, the movie came out this week.
Right.
And you've obviously gotten to see it multiple times. Now, what were your thoughts overall on it? How did you feel towards seeing it through your story through Oliver Stone's lens?
Good.
Yeah.
You know, were there things I disagree with? Of course.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think you're ever going to get complete agreement between not only a screenwriter and a director, but then back it out, a novelist and a director. There are going to be differences. There are probably things that I'm married to that didn't make it in the film that I miss, changes that maybe he made, you know, that I don't, you know, completely agree with. Having said that, I like the film. I think it's a good film. I think there are some terrific performances in it. It's definitely my book as seen through Oliver's lens. Yeah.
Well, once again, you know, with this, I haven't had the chance to sit down to it, but we actually have a babysitter coming over next week. So
Cool.
Yeah.
Alright.
So,
Yep.
but Don, once again, thank you so much for sitting down with me.
My pleasure.
And
Thanks for
like I said,
having me.
And safe trip back to San Diego.
Appreciate that. Thanks a lot.
Once again, guys, I'm Keith Rawson, and this is Don Winslow. Thank you so much.